Oh, Margaret. Margaret married us.
Oh, I turn on first thing I come through here, turn the lights on, go straight for that. She knows it too.
When I first came in, first thing I did was see the light was on.
Yeah, it'll say light. Well, the bottom one is not working, so you have to go to the top outlet on that one. So it's just
And the plug?
so they might need to replace that. So we might have to do that.
I'd say there's a lot of things that need to be replaced.
There's probably
And this,
plugs in this building that's still just two prongs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Is that one of them?
No, it's yeah.
back there.
Yeah, those two. Yeah. It's on this side right here.
It's like she
So,
said, you got potatoes for dessert.
It's all.
yeah.
We've got made them.
All
Well,
right.
the other side. Oh, good.
My goodness, we just got all kinds of fun lined up for us, don't we? All right. Well, hello, everybody.
We got a big spot.
Yeah, okay, good little cross. Yeah, that's our last one actually for I think me and Chad said for 3 weeks, because next week we got the chili and soup, the baskets, and then Christmas Eve, and then New Year's. So we'll have
And mentioning the chili and soup, Yvonne forgot to put a
sign up.
sign up.
Okay.
So I don't, she talked like she might put one out tonight. So if somebody wants to put down.
Yes, sign up sheet in the back. Okay. Whoever's watching.
Tell the world.
Yeah, tell the world. Tell the world. Which again we'll do the announcements. 14th, which is this Sunday, will be the Chad and Lacey's house for the annual Christmas party. Bring a $10 gift. It's at 4:30. And then, like we just mentioned, the fruit basket handout at 6 p.m. And like Sue said, there will be a sign-up sheet in the back. 21st is our Christmas play. It'll be at 10:30. I think the 30th or the 20th, Lindsay and Eddie mentioned that if you have a kid that's going to be in the play, come 20th for I don't know, 11:30 for dress rehearsals. It's going to be quick in and out. And I think that's about it. And you guys are still meeting tomorrow to go to Wallen, right? For elementary school. To hang out with that. Okay, so tomorrow.
Yes.
Remember that.
Yes.
I didn't have that written down. I remember that.
And
No,
they're doing they're to the nursing homes. I don't know if anybody.
Oh yeah, on the 20th. I think
The
it is.
19th.
Yeah, the 19th. That's right.
Yeah.
I think it's a Friday. Not
Friday
Yeah.
evening.
So yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun for them.
Make sure Mason knows her.
Are they going to Fairview and Brookfield?
Yeah, I think Bruton. Yeah,
I think
one of
too.
them.
Fair Park, yeah, I think that's Fair Park. Well, I just know it's Fair Park. I thought, well,
I thought she said two different ones,
Make
but
sure
I
Mason
don't know.
knows.
Yeah, I drive by there almost all the time going home now, and I'm like, hey, I know that place. Yeah, someone's there. It's kind of weird because I've always wondered where it was at because I remember going with Chad that one time and I'm like, where's it? Oh, there it is.
So
So
you know exactly where it's
yeah, absolutely. I tried to take all these back roads to go home and yeah, I give up on that.
It's just traffic.
I just accept the fact that it takes me 45 minutes to get home, 20 minutes to get there in the morning. So I just whatever, you know. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll get started. Hopefully everybody that's online as well. So yeah, like I said, this will be our last one that we talk about. And what we've been doing is, we talked about 2 weeks ago about Advent. I didn't really get too much into it, but Advent, has the idea of hope, peace, joy, and love. We looked at hope, which, hope that we can have only through Jesus Christ, hope that he is coming back one day for us. And then last week we looked at peace and joy. And you guys remember I wrote on there, it says, no Jesus, no peace. No Jesus, no peace. So the K and all that good stuff, which is great. Peace is the calmness. How he calmed the storm on the boat. Peace be still, what he said. And then, peace can only be found through him and him alone. Joy, joy, more than just a feeling. It's a gift from God. And again, we can have joy even in the midst of trial, suffering, see what God sees even through the smallest things. And now we are on love. So this one's pretty good stuff. I mean, I don't think I could. I didn't even have enough to get where I wanted to go because there's so much. It's so rich. I mean, because God is love. It really is. But Who in here does know what love means? What's the definition of love? Sue, what do you think?
Definition?
Yeah, definition. Now I have two definitions. I have a like a Webster dictionary one, then I have a biblical one.
Talking about the love between friends or the
Yeah, like
agape
it's
love.
well, that's what I'm fixing to get to in the Bible. Yeah, but it's an intense.
And it's an action word.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah,
not just a feeling or
I'm glad you said that.
or
Absolutely, which we're going to see the
You
three.
can say I love you all day long, but if you're acting.
What's action? No, yeah. What's I think they said was if you don't have love, you're like the creaking of a rusty gate. Just get you imagine that sound. But doesn't do any good. But love, it's an intense feeling of deep affection. Okay, but love in the Bible, like I said, agape love is a divine, selfish, unconditional love. Philia, which effectively, brotherly, which you think of Philadelphia, brotherly love, or friendship love. And I'm going to try to pronounce this, Paul Ray, is Eros. I think Eros. I think that's how you pronounce it. Close enough, yeah, close enough. That's why I always go to him. All the words that I have hard time, I go right to him. So, it's talking about her romantic or passionate love, less emphasized in biblical descriptions of divine love. But all these to say this, biblical love is a radical love, fully unconditional, committing the way of living that reflects God's character. And that's really what I saw. That I was like, that really hits hard because it is a committed way of living that reflects God's character by actively seeking the good of others and forming the foundation of Christian ethics. Pretty cool. I saw that. So, like Sue says, more than just a four-letter word we throw around. It's easy to say, I love you, right? But do we truly mean it? Words are just words. We all know this, but put love into action. What kind of action? Well, putting love into action means living out our faith through obedience, service, compassion, by obeying His commandments, serving others as Christ did, and forgiving freely, which we'll see that here in just a little bit about forgiving. But putting love into action for God, for God, obeying His commandments. And we'll first look at Matthew 22, 37 through 38. And we know this very well. It talks about the first and second great commandments. And Jesus said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Verse 38. This is the first and great commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. And it's interesting for each one. It says all, okay? Not meaning 50%, not meaning 75%, not even 88%, but completely everything of you, the whole entire thing. It means everything, okay? But again, how do we love God with all our heart, soul, and mind? So back up to what we just said, it's through our faith and obedience, service, being compassionate to others, obeying His commandments, and daily surrendering, denying ourselves every day. Luke 9:23, and He said to all, that's interesting, all, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Again, it's a daily surrender to put yourself, your wants, your desires behind God. And Jesus doesn't stop at the first commandment. Yep, there's a second one. And so we'll see that in Matthew 22, 39 through 40. And verse 39, it says, and the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Verse 40, on these things, two commandments hang all of the law of the prophets. And it was interesting to see the law of the prophets. I looked it up, and it said the law of the prophets consistently talked about people to act justly, love mercifully, and walk humbly with God. Love your neighbor as yourself. And that's a tough one for most people, and it might be for some of us in here, okay? Because we are so quick to judge, we really are, or accuse, or even hold on to grudges. And I have to admit that I am too. But again, if we're going to be like Christ every day, we must do this. Matthew 5:44 says, but I say to you, and this is during the time when Jesus was teaching multiple things like lust, divorce, vows, retaliation. He says, but I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, to do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. And you're probably thinking, do what? You're seeing that like, do what? You don't know what they did to me. It's usually our response, right? Well, you don't know what they did to me. You don't know what they said to me. They don't know how they treated me. But I don't. But even Jesus sat down and ate dinner with sinners. He even died for the same people. And I wrote this down and I thought, man, I'm getting all goosebumps. He even died for the same people that warmly welcomed him on Palm Sunday and turned right around and crucified him, put him up on that cross. And we can honestly sit here or even online right there and claim that we are Christians, but still we hold on to grudges. So are we really being like Jesus? And I know it's a tough question, and it's a tough and hard question, but it's one that has to be asked. Even Jesus forgave the worst that we have done in us. Luke 6:36 says, therefore be merciful, just as your Father is also merciful to you. And that doesn't mean that you have to be best friends with whoever did wrong to you. You don't have to go out to lunch, but to forgive. And I always heard this, the forgiveness isn't for them. The forgiveness is for you. To be able to let go and move on. Because a lot of times, just like I mentioned, if you hold on to those grudges, are you really growing? Are you really being who God wants you to be? Because you're constantly thinking of that distraction almost. And again, that's brotherly love, forgiving and move on. Another way we can show love to each other is being hospitable. This is actually one of the verses I did when my first sermon. It says in 1 Peter 4:9, it says, show hospitality to one another without grumbling. Not just opening our hearts or giving a ride to someone who needs it, but being hospitable with time. Listen. Give advice when it's needed. Correct them. Okay? And little things that can change someone's life by showing love and kindness. And then lastly, I love this one right here. Love yourself. We are the worst about putting ourselves down. We put ourselves on a high pedestal, having high standards, trying to be perfect. Well, guess what? We're not perfect. Thank goodness for that, right? Could you imagine being perfect? Kevin, I know you're perfect, but it's hard, isn't it? Is it hard being perfect?
It's pretty hard.
No, but could you imagine being perfect, right?
No. The nice thing is we will be one day.
Absolutely, yeah. But the thing is, if we were perfect, we wouldn't need Jesus as much as we do now, right? So keep that in mind. Be glad that you're not perfect, because I'm not. One, Jesus has that spot on. He's got that spot. He's already got that. But two, how could I grow and learn from my mistakes? That's something I've really hit hard the last few months in my personal walk, was looking at, I'm going to mess up. I'm going to make mistakes, but I can grow from them. I can learn from them. And maybe help somebody else along the way. We never know. Ephesians 5:29 says, for no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it as the Lord does the church. We all wish we could have, for me, I even wish I had 6-pack abs or look like a supermodel, but seeing how God made you, that's the way He wanted you to look like. Not only on the outside, but on the inside. Yeah.
We missed.
Hey, I did too. But
I don't know this way.
I got a 6-pack.
I believe it.
You
I
just
believe
can't see it.
Hey, that's okay.
It's protected.
That's all.
It's insulated.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about Coca-Cola.
Well, Julie's going to kill me when I say this, because I did this to her one time. I said that, scientists have figured out hot air expands. I'm just hot. Sorry, I had to do it. She's going to kill me. But the thing is, but honestly, seeing who God made you to be, really, that's what matters. Again, not on the outside, but what's on the inside. Yeah, absolutely. That is true. We did miss the mark or something like that. We missed that. Psalms 139:14. It says, I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Be happy. Love who God made you to be. He was. If He wasn't, why did He create you? Seriously, why did he create you? He wasn't proud. He wasn't happy. So give yourself grace. You know, you're going to mess up. You're going to fail, but no, it's not the end. Again, learn from it, grow from it, let God heal it. And it took many times to we try on our own, but we know the truth about ourselves. I heard this on a song. It's actually perfect timing because right when I was writing this, I heard a song. It said, "We are all made from a perfect King." So okay, so tonight, again, we love your Lord with love your Lord your God with everything you have, and constantly do it daily. Daily surrender. Love your neighbors, even your enemies. Everyone deserves the same opportunity you did to know Jesus. And pray for them, even when you don't think they deserve it. Because it's easy to retaliate. It's easy to hold on to that anger. But pray for them. Never know what God's going to do. And love yourself. Show others grace. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you love anyone else, especially God? So, after this, after these 3 weeks, we saw where we find peace, hope, joy, and love. It's all through Jesus Christ. So ask yourself, find it, and share it with others. So, all right. Anybody have anything they want to add? I know that was kind of quick. It wasn't too bad. That was actually 30 minutes. All right. So we also were talking too. So anybody have any questions? Anything you want to add? All right, I know you do. You're looking. I like it.
No, I just looking first, John.
Okay.
Bobby said I do.
Go for it, Bobby.
No, he's saying Shannon does.
Oh, I know you do. That's why I'm waiting till the last right then. I'll just kidding. Go ahead, Shannon.
I was just, I've loved the last few services we've had. They've been really good,
Absolutely.
That's a prayer of blessing I try to give to complete strangers on the phone or that I meet just out here or at my house that come by, that God give them peace and joy.
Mm-hmm.
That He gives freely to those that believe and trust in Him. And for those of the world that's rejecting Him, the sad thing is they will never have the peace that we have from Christ.
Absolutely.
In our belief and believing on Him. They'll never have the joy that Christ gives. They may have happiness, but where do you get happiness from? Many of the churches today say that happiness, God wants you to be happy, but that's false. The Bible doesn't say that He wants our happiness. It says that He will give us joy.
Mm-hmm.
He never promised happiness. He promised joy. And we get that through Christ, belief in Him, and what He has to offer for us. But also, it's quite humbling to me, and I've talked about this in the last few weeks to other people. So many people throw the I love you around.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, by throwing it around, who is actually looking and thinking about what they're truly saying. It's easy to say, I love you, but do you really show that?
Mm-hmm.
I think back to myself before pre-stroke, not post-stroke. I was on the road all the time driving, going places. And when I would do those things,
Smack him.
I know. He thinks I'm ticklish by Mark. When I'd be out doing my thing, I had many chances for people that I told I loved that I could have went by and seen them and spent some time talking with them or seeing what I could do for them. And we do that all the time when somebody has a loss or a death in the family. We say, is there anything I can do for you? We ought to quit saying that and start doing something for them. Saying you're sorry doesn't make anybody feel better. They're hurt and they want back who they just lost. I mean, even if they went on to heaven, a lot of people, that's our fleshly side of us in this fallen world, is we want that love, them people that was important to us, love in our life back.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't need that because in so many cases they're in heaven, but it's still human of us we miss that. We miss having that notoriety that we have. But I've been trying to go a lot less with telling people I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can't act on it. I can't do the things I should do by telling them I love them. Then I feel like I'm saying it in case I'm ready to get out here and show it.
Absolutely. Yeah, without action, yeah. So I don't want to aggravate you because you got two little girls. So during this season right here, what do they love about this season now? What do the kids normally do? Now I'm picking on you because you know you got two little ones. What are they excited about? It's okay to be honest too.
Well,
Darla might be a lot different than Ava.
she is.
Yeah.
A lot of you know that our son's not in church.
Yeah.
And he has some issues,
Mhm.
you know, and he's, hopefully he, don't nobody tell him I'm telling him.
Hopefully he's not watching.
That Darla,
There's
the other
nobody
day
watching.
said,
Nobody's watching.
the other day, Darla said, all I want for Christmas is for Andrew to come to church.
Hmm.
So, but anyway, they don't talk a lot about what they want and stuff because they don't really need anything.
Yeah.
So they're not your typical, and maybe it's because of us. They get so much stuff from everybody else
Yeah.
that we don't do a lot.
Yeah, it's okay.
But they want to give to other people today.
That's awesome.
At the dollar store, Ada picked up 3 things for her little friends.
Yeah.
And
Well, she buys they've got a box in front of the Dollar General store down there for.
every time she goes in,
The one down
for
here,
people to
yeah.
buy, they
Oh,
can buy
yeah.
and add to that.
Yeah. It's right there at the door. Yeah.
Right there at and
Yeah, I saw
she's got to buy something.
every
to
time
put
she
in
goes
there every
in, she
time.
gets something and puts it in that
that. That's cool.
box. And then she
Yeah.
got for her friends.
Yeah.
And they get joy out of doing stuff for other people. Now they want stuff, but when
Absolutely.
you ask them, they don't know what.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't
Yeah.
need anything.
And that's
But it's just well, like you say, just the season. I mean,
yeah.
you know, and Santa Claus is not a big deal, you know. They argue about that.
Oh yeah.
Darla will say no, there's no Santa Claus. And they say, well, yeah, there are. So it's
The back and forth.
Ava's not gonna knock him off.
No.
loose.
No, not yet.
Yeah,
No,
and
no.
No matter what Darla
No.
says.
Well, my mom asked me the exact same thing. She asked me, well, "What do you want?" And I told her, "I said, Mom, I don't want nothing." She goes, "You need
Yeah.
clothes?" I said, "No, I get them as I go." "What do you want?" She always asks me, "What do you want?" That's fun. Mom, I'm content with just. Julie knows this. I'm content just sitting in the living room with nothing on, just lights on, just sitting there hanging out, quiet.
We don't have to get that first.
We
We don't have to get that first.
don't have to get that first. Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah, there's nothing on. Yeah. Well, we take.
I don't think you mean that.
No.
Kevin was just saying, y'all are gonna break our hearts if you sit there ain't Santa Claus.
What?
You're gonna break my Kevin's heart if you say there ain't
Just
Santa
don't
Claus.
Don't listen.
Well, we'll talk later, okay? No, I'm kidding.
No,
So,
you don't ask them what they want, and they have a hard time coming up with something.
Well,
They tell
and-
everybody the same
and-
thing.
well, and the reason why I picked that is just showing hearts. Where's our heart at? Because I told Julie, I'd rather just put a bow on my head and say ta-da, But I think it's so much more than that. The season of love. Showing the love. Because I like to give. Like, it drives me nuts if you don't have something. I want to figure out how to get you. Bless Graham's heart. My little adopted grandmother, I hadn't seen her in a couple of years. It was my fault, but I always sent her a willow tree ornament. It's a thing we've been doing it for 6 years now, and I just sent it to. I think she got it today, so I'm waiting for her to message me. But it's something like that. But I really wanted to just give her something that, hey, this is showing the love, like we talked about. And it's easy, but going back to talking about our enemies and stuff like that, man. We even mentioned that in Sunday school, man. What do you do, when someone does you wrong? I mean, you're wanting revenge, you want to get them back, or you just like, nah, no. But you don't know what they're going through. You don't know where their heart is, because God might allow that to happen and for you to pray for their salvation. We never know. So it's little things like that. We have to think, one, why am I going through this? Why is this happening? But what is their story? I have to keep bringing up Job. Job didn't understand what he was going through. He really didn't. And his
We
friends,
don't know what everybody's going through.
no, you don't. And a simple hello or how are you doing goes a long way. So,
I even.
You calls them a lie.
Oh,
How you doing? You calls them a lie.
well, yeah. Yeah.
Back to the Santa Claus thing. The kids, that ride bring the church.
Yeah.
They were talking about Santa Claus, and I was curious. And I was wanting to ask, do you believe in Santa Claus? I think that Jasper said, no, I wasn't believing that a long time ago. And I said, well, it took me a while too, before I didn't believe anymore. I was 27, I think.
That's awesome.
But don't mention this to her because she's not easy to Rayleigh, she's very, you ask her how she's doing or.
Oh, yeah.
That you answer her,
She keeps it,
She
yeah.
won't expound on nothing and she don't want things told on her, but she's believed for a long time. I think she's over it. She's 14 years old and I think she's off, but it upset her for a while because, now she's no doubt she believes in Jesus. I mean, she knows who Jesus
Yeah.
is. And she wears a little shirt that,
Yeah.
someone standing behind me, do you know Jesus? And, I'm very, very proud of her for that. But the Santa Claus thing but I know those girls they're grounded and they're way more mature
Yeah.
for their age. And and my kids never asked for a lot of stuff. And very excited when they got anything, whatever it is. And I tell them to give me a card. That's fine. That's plenty.
Yeah.
Big shut. Especially if somebody writes in it out of their own words.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's a pretty good definition.
Yeah, definitely.
Family love.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some kind of love that we don't need to have. And that's the reason I looked in the First John. Love not the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean you don't love everybody. Everybody's your neighbor.
Yeah.
But you love the world or the culture of the world that's opposed to God.
Yeah.
John's very clear in that.
Absolutely.
It's very clear also that all men will know you're my disciples if you have love for one another.
Mhm.
That's a good way to express it.
Yeah.
Good to show it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I said, I didn't have enough time just to, it's just so rich in
Yeah.
love. It really is.
Cool.
It is. So,
Carol was gonna say something.
okay.
I disagree with Shannon on, I tell people all the time I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chad said, he's told you how people can just come up to me and just tell me their life story. Well, I tell them I love them. I say, God loves you. And I'll get their first name and see that person again. But they might have needed that day to know that someone did love them.
Absolutely.
So that's,
Absolutely.
Well, Preacher Jim used to say, you say it like a lick of the tongue, like, just.
Yeah.
But now, when Carol tells me she loves me, I know she does.
Absolutely.
And you can tell when somebody's
Very,
sincere.
very, very sincere about it.
And
Yeah.
and I think I could tell if somebody was just saying it,
Just to
just
say.
for a lick of the tongue.
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
they're supposed to say that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Our
Well,
dad wasn't much on telling you.
I know, I don't think he
I
ever,
don't believe
Well, see,
ever-
that's-
Ever telling me that.
he did.
well, see, my dad struggles with that too.
But his
Yeah.
actions showed it. We knew he did.
In agreement with Carol, and not disagreeing with Shannon, I never get off the phone without telling my children.
Mhm.
I love them,
Absolutely.
and they don't fail to tell me.
Yeah.
My grandchildren the same way,
Mhm.
and they're coming that way, and that's the way I want them to be.
Absolutely.
Not just tell everybody they love them, but the people we need to love our enemies, and that's hard to do, but especially your family, your family, you need to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And your church family, there's nothing wrong with telling you you love them, but, when, and I hate to bring up sad things, but that's the only thing I said to my niece when her child, you know, that's it, and I did, and I do. But I think that would bring her more comfort than anything else I could say.
Absolutely.
I'm not disagreeing with Shannon. Me and him agree on almost everything.
Almost
Quite a bit.
Not all this, but.
We have discussions about the Bible.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we do. We're not afraid, you know, to get our opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I mean, I even love Bobby, but I tell you,
Yeah, but honey,
So how many y'all actually believe in Santa Claus?
I still do.
I'm sorry. Well, no.
Hopefully,
We
it
never
was.
officially said he wasn't real. I said, we never
All right.
I
officially
saw
said he
it
wasn't
fall off the
real.
roof and I know he.
Thank you guys for watching.
what is he doing?
You said nobody.
Are you about to preach?
Preach.
Hey, it's still on.
Hi, everybody.
It's
What
Bobby.
is it?
You can turn it off now.
Well, I'm gonna leave it on. I really want to
No,
hear
I'm
this.
just curious. How many people believe in Santa Claus?
I believe in the